You are not poor. You are financially undisciplined. I know that sentence makes people uncomfortable because it's easier to blame inflation. It's easier to blame the government. It's easier to blame your boss, your parents, or your past. But if you are over 40 and money still feels chaotic, stressful, and unstable, then we need to talk honestly. Because after 40, money problems stop being about luck and start being about behavior. Most people believe poverty is about how much you earn. It's not. It's about how you manage what already passes through your hands. I've met people earning $40,000 a year who are calm, organized, and financially stable. And I've met people earning $200,000 a year who are anxious, overextended, and one emergency away from panic. Income didn't save them. Discipline did. Here is the real problem with turning 40. By this age, you are no longer guessing. You already know how you spend. You already know your habits. You already know what you avoid looking at. And that is exactly why nothing changes. Most people don't fail financially because they don't know what to do. They fail because they refuse to do it consistently. Here is the uncomfortable truth no one likes to hear. If you are over 40 and still struggling financially, it is not because life is hard. Life has always been hard. It's because you built a lifestyle without building a system. You learned how to earn money, but never learned how to control it. You learned how to spend, but never learned how to delay. You learned how to survive, but never learned how to compound. Discipline is boring. That's why most people don't have it. And money only listens to boring people. Let's define what broke really means after 40. It doesn't mean zero income. It means no emergency buffer, no real investing habit, high lifestyle expenses, emotional spending, and constant financial anxiety. You might look fine on the outside, but inside, money controls your mood. People get defensive here. They say, "I don't make enough." But discipline does not begin with abundance. Discipline begins with constraints. If you cannot control $1, you will never control 10,000. After 40, money becomes less forgiving. You don't have infinite time anymore. Mistakes compound faster. Debt feels heavier. Recovery takes longer. Which means discipline is no longer optional. It is survival. Let me show you the difference between disciplined and undisciplined people after 40. Undisciplined people upgrade their lifestyle with every raise. They use credit to maintain comfort. They avoid looking at numbers. They plan emotionally. They react to stress by spending. Disciplined people lock their lifestyle early. They invest first and spend later. They track everything. They plan ahead. They treat money like oxygen, not entertainment. Notice something important. Discipline has nothing to do with intelligence. Some of the smartest people are financially reckless. And some very average people become wealthy because they follow rules. Money doesn't reward creativity. It rewards consistency. Here is the biggest lie people tell themselves after 40. I'll get disciplined when I earn more. No, you earn more after you get disciplined. Because discipline creates margin. Margin creates options. Options create freedom. Most people are not poor. They are leaking money silently. Subscriptions they don't use. Cars they didn't need. homes built to impress strangers, food ordered out of stress, not hunger, small leaks every day for years. And then they say, I don't know where my money went. It went exactly where you never told it not to go. Discipline means telling money what to do before emotion gets involved. And that is where most people fail. After 40, discipline is no longer about restriction. It is about respect. Respect for your future self. Respect for your limited time. Respect for the fact that nobody is coming to save you. Now let's talk about the disciplines that actually matter after 40. Not motivational slogans, not hustle culture. Real adult financial discipline. The first discipline is environment control. Your biggest financial enemy is not lack of knowledge. It is exposure. You are constantly surrounded by things designed to separate you from your money. Advertising, lifestyle pressure, social comparison, easy credit. Undisciplined people live inside temptation and then blame themselves for failing. Disciplined people remove temptation before willpower is required. They don't argue with themselves every day. They don't rely on motivation. They design their environment so discipline becomes automatic. If spending is easy, you will spend. If investing is hard, you will avoid it. So disciplined adults flip the friction. They make spending inconvenient and investing automatic. That's why wealthy people automate their investments and struggling people automate their bills. The second discipline is delayed gratification. This is where most people over 40 collapse. They tell themselves, I've worked hard. I deserve this. I'll start saving next year. But every time you reward yourself before you are stable, you delay freedom. Delayed gratification is not punishment. It is leverage. When you delay consumption, you gain options. When you consume immediately, you lock yourself into obligation. That new car doesn't just cost money. It costs flexibility. It costs peace. It costs time. After 40, every major purchase should answer one question. Does this increase my freedom, or does it decrease it? If it decreases it, it doesn't matter how good it feels today. The third discipline is emotional regulation. Most people do not spend logically. They spend emotionally. Stress spending, reward spending, boredom spending. Money becomes a coping mechanism. Disciplined people separate emotion from money. They don't shop to feel better. They don't upgrade to feel important. They don't spend to escape discomfort. They sit with discomfort and let it pass. If you cannot sit with discomfort, you will never build wealth, because wealth requires patience, and patience is uncomfortable. The fourth discipline is truthful accounting. Undisciplined people guess their finances. Disciplined people know their finances. They know exactly how much they earn, exactly how much they spend, exactly how much they invest, exactly how much they owe. No rounding, no optimism, no denial. You cannot improve what you refuse to measure. And after 40, guessing becomes expensive. Now let's talk about markets. Most people think investing is about prediction. It's not. It's about participation over time with discipline. The average person keeps waiting for the perfect moment, the crash, the dip, the perfect entry. Meanwhile, disciplined investors are buying quietly every month, regardless of headlines. Markets reward behavior, not intelligence. The most successful investors are not the smartest. They are the most consistent. Disciplined investing after 40 is boring by design. Broad market exposure, low fees, automatic contributions, long-term patience. Stocks, ETFs, and bonds are not tools to get rich quickly. They are tools to convert time into stability. Now let's talk about lifestyle discipline. This is where most people fail permanently. Every increase in income triggers an increase in lifestyle. New house, new car, new habits. Nothing left to build. Disciplined adults cap their lifestyle early. They decide, this is enough. And everything above that goes toward freedom. Freedom is built with leftovers. If you consume everything you earn, you will never escape. Here is the hard truth. You cannot out-earn undisciplined behavior. No salary will save you. No promotion will fix it. No market rally will rescue you. Only structure will. This brings us to identity. At some point after 40, you must decide who you are. A consumer or an owner. A spender or a builder. Someone chasing comfort or someone creating stability. Once identity locks in, behavior follows. If you see yourself as bad with money, you will stay that way. If you see yourself as disciplined, you will act accordingly. This is not about perfection. It is about direction. You don't need to fix everything this year. You need to stop repeating the same mistakes. Now let's talk about financial freedom after 40. It does not look flashy. It is quiet. It is waking up without panic. It is checking your bank account without fear. It is knowing one bad month will not destroy you. It is choice, the ability to say no, the ability to wait, the ability to walk away. Disciplined people do not feel rich. They feel secure. And security is addictive. Once you experience stability, you never want chaos again. Financial discipline is not restrictive. It is liberating. When your money is under control, your mind is quieter. You sleep better. You argue less. You stop panicking about the future. Money stops being emotional and starts being mechanical. If you are over 40 and still struggling financially, you are not broken. You are not unlucky. You are not stupid. You are simply undisciplined. And discipline is a skill, which means it can be learned. The moment you stop blaming circumstances and start controlling behavior, everything shifts, not overnight, but permanently. You don't need motivation. You need structure. You don't need hope. You need systems. You don't need inspiration. You need discipline. Because discipline builds peace, and peace is the real version of wealth.